Conduct of chapter meeting principles part 3. When it comes to postpone indefinitely, you cannot contradict yourself in the meeting. The judges will pick up on that and you will lose points. So I always tell my students, and keep this in mind if you are a student watching this, that postpone indefinitely means that you hate that motion, you want to kill it, you don't agree with it, and you think it's an awful idea, you don't want to spend time on it. So if you're assigned that motion, you can't make the main motion and then 2 seconds later decide that you want to it. So always be aware of what your assigned motion is, and that whenever you're debating the way that you are going to vote. Now, to our motions, there are 5 subsidiary motions that conduct of chapter meeting kids have to know: postpone indefinitely, amend, refer, postpone definitely, and previous question. And I will go through each one of those individually. So I mentioned postpone indefinitely. It does need a second. So let's talk about seconds really quickly. And I feel like this is a misconception. A lot of people believe that if somebody seconds it, they agree with that motion, and that's not true. So the purpose of a second is actually to bring forth and continue with the topic that has been brought up by another individual. When I teach this concept in class about seconds, I try to make it memorable so that if a kid is taking a written test or answering an oral question months down the road, this is something that they're going to remember. And again, I do this across the board in my 7th and 8th grade classes and a few of my other classes sporadically mixed in there. The second ensures that somebody is not running away with the meeting all the time. So if somebody is incredibly passionate about a project, but nobody else thinks it's a good idea, and this individual is shot down every time, it's just voted down at every single meeting, but they keep coming back every following meeting and bringing it up again. If it doesn't receive a second, it doesn't go anywhere. It is never open for debate. So the figure of speech that I use, which I use a lot of figures of speeches, it prevents beating a dead horse, essentially, right? Because like, why would you beat a dead horse? It's already dead, right? But it's essentially like when I compare it for them, that's what I say is, why do we keep bringing this up if nobody else wants to discuss it or spend time on it? And it helps prevent that type of a situation from occurring. So when a motion is brought up, somebody else has to agree by providing a second that it is worth spending time on it. They may not agree with it at all, but at least somebody else says or is basically insinuating, yes, this is worth our time to consider, even though they may be opposed to the main motion.